Got some more freezer meals coming. So last week I did some freezer meal prep. I put 8 meals into the freezer and we actually got into those this week. I made 2 of them. They were delicious. So today I'm out running some errands and I think I'm going to add a few more meals to my freezer. And then I think I'm going to show you how those cook up later in the week. I'm going to be making up 3 of those meals and that will be in a future video for you to see because they were delicious. Dinner was ready in a flash. It made my life so much easier this week, so I want to share that with you. So let's get into the kitchen and let's prep some freezer meals. So the first meal that I'm going to make is a super simple cheesy potato soup. So of course I'm going to write on the bag what the recipe is. I'm going to take a shortcut and use these frozen diced hash brown potatoes just to make life simpler. Of course, if you want to use fresh potatoes, by all means do, or you could use canned potatoes. But today I'm taking a shortcut and using these frozen potatoes. So I'm going to get those put in my bag. I also had an onion that I wanted to use, so I went ahead and diced that up. I'm going to use half the onion for this recipe. You could use frozen onions if you like, but this is what I had. So I'm going to put the half of an onion in the bag. I'm then just going to be putting in some minced garlic. Y'all know I don't measure. I just kind of dump some in until it looks good. So I would say I put in about maybe 2 tablespoons here. Then I'm going to add in a can of cheddar cheese soup. And then I'm going to be adding in some chicken stock. You're going to need 4 cups of chicken stock. You could use bouillon cubes and then add 4 cups of water. I had this box of chicken broth here, so I'm going to go ahead and just add that into my bag. Next, I'm going to seal up my bag and get as much air as I can out of the bag. Now on cook day, I'm going to cook this in the Instant Pot or the crock pot. I'm going to add some butter and salt and pepper to taste, but this is a great start for a yummy cheesy potato soup. The next recipe that I'm going to prep up is a super simple broccoli and cheddar soup. So I'm going to label my bag. I'm then going to be adding in 1 bag of frozen broccoli cuts. I'm going to add in the rest of that onion that I diced up. I'm going to add in some minced garlic. And then I'm going to be adding in another can of that cheddar cheese soup. I'm going to need some chicken broth. I used the last of that in the potato soup that I just prepped up. So I do have 4 bouillon cubes here that I'm going to toss in to the bag. And then on cook day, I'm going to be adding 4 cups of water to this mixture to make this into a soup. I'm also going to add in some shredded cheddar cheese to this as well on cook day. Next, I'm going to be making a chicken broccoli Alfredo mixture here. Now I bought this is about a 3-pound pack of chicken breast tenderloins. I'm going to use about half of this in this recipe and half in another. So I'm going to put some of the chicken breast tenderloins here in the bag. And this is going to be so delicious. And I'm going to be serving this with some noodles on the day that I cook up this recipe. So I'm going to add the half of the 3-pound package of chicken tenderloins to the bag. And then of course, we got to wash your hands. Next, I'm going to add in 1 package of broccoli cuts from the freezer. I'm going to add that into the bag, and then we're going to be adding in the yummiest part, the Alfredo sauce. Now, this is a large jar. It's like a 22-ounce jar. So I'm going to put this entire jar into the bag. And then I'm not going to waste any of that goodness that's left on the side of the jars, y'all. So I'm going to fill this about half full with water, give it a good shake, and then pour that into the mixture as well. On cook day, we'll cook this in the Instant Pot or the crock pot, and then we'll serve this with some noodles, and this is going to be so delicious. I love anything Alfredo, and I'm so excited to try this recipe. The last recipe that I'm going to be prepping up today is a cranberry chicken, and I've been watching this one for a while and wanting to try it, so I thought this would be a good time of year to do that because it gives me Thanksgiving vibes and fall vibes. So I'm going to put the rest of my chicken tenderloins in my bag here, and then I'm going to be adding in a can of whole berry cranberry sauce. This is what gives me the Thanksgiving vibes, y'all. And so I'm going to be adding that in. And then the interesting thing about this recipe is you're going to add 8 ounces of Catalina dressing. So I'm going to add about half of this bottle to the bag as well. And the last ingredient is to add a packet of onion soup mix. So I'm going to add that to the bag. I'm going to give this a good seal and kind of give it a little mush to mix up, I don't know what you want to call it, the cranberry sauce, because it's still kind of in that jellied can form. And so I'm going to be getting this all kind of mixed up. And then on cook day, I'm going to cook this in the crock pot. And I'm going to serve this with some stuffing mix. And so I'm really excited to try this one. It's going to get me so in the mood for the holidays. And so there you have it. It took me about 20 minutes, but I have 4 more meals to put in my freezer, and I just know they're going to be delicious and can't wait to pull those out on a busy weeknight. Okay, so I just finished getting all those freezer meals in my freezer. Now I'm headed off to watch a tennis match, and I feel really good because I know I have meals prepped for the week, and all I have to do is pop them in the Instant Pot or the crock pot. And it's gonna be super simple, which is gonna make my life a little easier. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I'm gonna link the first freezer meal prep video that I did last week in the description box below. And stay tuned because next week, I'm going to be showing you what these meals look like once they're cooked up, and we're going to be tasting them and showing you how delicious they are. If you want to guess what's the first 3 freezer meals that I'm going to cook up for you guys, leave your guess in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.